Hello class 7 children. So we come to the fourth part of the lesson. Today we will do Razia Sultan and Ghiyasuddin Balban. Now what happened in 1236, we see that Iltutmish nominated Razia Sultan because he considered his daughter to be equal like the sons. But what happened? The nobles did not like this decision. Why? Because they didn't want to be ruled by a woman. So they had appointed whom? Ruknuddin Firod Shah. He was the son of Iltutmish. So what happened? He was not as capable as Iltutmish. So hardly for 7 months he ruled, and then he was not able to manage the empire. Then he was deposed by Razia Sultan and she takes over the empire. So now the nobles also have to agree to it because Firod Shah was not able to manage the empire. So they had to agree with Razia Sultan as a ruler. She was a very intelligent and brave lady. She was the first Muslim ruler. And then what we see, she has been trained, well trained by her father Iltutmish. And her dressing sense was also something different. She never used to be in parda, but like man, she used to come and lead the empire. So all these things, people could not take it. Some of the nobles, some were really very supportive, but some of the nobles could not, accept being ruled by a woman. But she was also, she really thought good for her subjects, for her people. So that way she was very good. In fact, she was a very good ruler. Then what we see? Some nobles revolted against her. And then though she tried her best, she was defeated and she was then she is being imprisoned. But still, she had that desire to come back and regain her position. So what she does is, she gets married to one of her rebels. And what is his name? Altunia. So she marries, but her desire to regain the power was not fulfilled, and then what we see, that she's been killed. Both husband and wife has been killed in 1240 CE. So what we see then, after her death, there should be someone to take care of the empire. So we see here Nasiruddin Mahmud. He is the youngest son of Iltutmish. He becomes the ruler in the year 1246 CE. So what happened between 1240 and 1246 CE? That's 6 years, the gap. There were a lot of, the nobles had to really strive who should become the ruler. So all these things, internal matters took around 6 years, and then we finally see that Nasiruddin Mahmud becomes the ruler in the year 1246. But after this, what happened is, he was also not a very good ruler. He was not interested in the matter of the empire. So he was a weak ruler, inexperienced one. So what they did, the nobles, they appointed Ghiyasuddin to rule the empire on behalf of Nasiruddin. Okay, so Ghiyasuddin now, he rules around for 20 years. For how many years? For 20 years he rules the empire. And let's see what of a person Ghiyasuddin was. So in the year 1266, what we see? Nasiruddin, he dies. And then Ghiyasuddin Balban takes the throne of Delhi Sultanate. He takes the throne of Delhi and he rules for how many years? 20 years, and he is considered what? Experienced and capable ruler. And he also believed that he was a very strict ruler, and he believed in divine kingship. What do you mean by the term divine kingship? So he considered that king was a God's representative on earth. So if the ruler is happy, if the king is happy, even his subjects should be happy. And he didn't really like to crack jokes and all. He was very serious person. And then what we see that the nobles had to kneel and touch the ground with their forehead to show their respect. So he was such a strict ruler. And then what he did? He organized army, like what? Infantry, cavalry. And then he also strengthened his army. And then he also set up spy system. So what he had done, he has set up spy system to check his nobles. So if he doesn't control this way, he would not be able to run his empire. So for these, to make his empire run smoothly in a correct manner, so what he did, he set up spy system. Then we also see that what he did, laid out severe punishment. So what? He laid out severe punishments to the slightest of the offenses. So whoever had offended or who did not follow any rules and laws set up by the ruler, they were severely punished. So let's read from your book certain points of Ghiyasuddin. So let's see. All what we are doing is all under Mamluk dynasty. So Ghiyasuddin was a slave. He was purchased by Iltutmish. Now, so here what we see, Balban made the monarchy absolute and all powerful. He was a very serious ruler, very strict ruler. He reorganized the army, strengthened both infantry and cavalry, and erected forts at strategic places. So what we see here, that he carried out successful military camps as an officer. He was a very capable ruler. Then what? He also established a spy system, as I told you, to run his empire, to take care how things goes on well. So he had to set up what? Spy system. A tribe that robbed travelers and created serious law and order problem was ruthlessly suppressed. Then we see what? Security and stability replaced lawlessness and disorder. So whatever disorder was there in the management, because of him, the security came and establishment, and that was replaced by what? The security and stability replaced the disorders. And then what we see, and because of this stability and security, we see the conditions of agriculture condition is improving. So it improved development of what? Agriculture. And then we see the trade and commerce, and led to the economic prosperity of kingdom. So what we see, that because there was stability and security, things was going what? Smooth. Okay. And then we see the development of agriculture, and because of this, trade and commerce was also in progress. So once trade and commerce is in progress, what do we see? The finance of this empire was also stable. Now next we see is what? The Turkish nobles. They were trying to attack Ghiyasuddin as a ruler. He was being attacked by whom? By the Turkish nobles. But he was successful in what? He was successful in defeating them. So here what we see, Turkish nobles also were defeated. Why? Because they came and they wanted to attack Balban. But he was such a strong and strict ruler that what? He was able to suppress them. Then also we see so many challenges he has to come across, same like Iltutmish. Now, the governor of Bengal, who was he? Tughril Khan. Now what we see next, that the governor of Bengal, then he also what? Revolted against the Sultan. And then what Balban did? He had sent the governor of Awadh and also an army to fight against governor of Bengal. But what we see that they both were defeated. Then ultimately we see that Balban, now he personally marched, and then what he did? He defeated them, and with his entire family. And those people were killed, his supporters, and he was killed. So this way, how even at the age of 70, what we see, Ghiyasuddin Balban is really very powerful. His army is really very strong. Then next is what? Now next what happens? Mongol invasion. He was very concerned that he didn't want to leave his territory alone. Instead, he sent rest of the nobles, rest of the nobles, but he did not leave his place, Delhi Sultanate. Why? Because he was scared that Mongol invasion will take place. So he never left his capital because he was scared that Mongol invasion, Mongol people will come and take over him. So he was sure that Mongols will take advantage of his absence. So he stayed there in his capital, and then he took several steps to protect his territory. How? Like what? The old building, the old forts were they were making it new, so that they are always ready. The forts are not doesn't become weak. So that was what? Renovated. And then also we see that Ghiyasuddin appointed his own son as the governor of the frontier. And then this is how he was making his army what? Ready, always alert, that the people from out doesn't come and then conquer his territory. But we see that in the year 1286 CE, he is dead, is no more. Then what happens? The army becomes weak. Now let's read from your book what happens then. So Balban died in the year 1286 CE. His successors were weak and incompetent. 4 years later, the Mamluk dynasty came to an end. So Ghiyasuddin is considered to be the last ruler of which dynasty? Mamluk dynasty. The Delhi Sultanate passed into the hands of the Khilji dynasty. Remember, we come across many dynasties. The next dynasty is what? Khilji dynasty, which we will do in the next chapter. So children, here we come to the end of chapter 4, and also the how the Mamluk dynasty comes to an end after the death of Ghiyasuddin. And that was after his death, this is how we see now Mamluk dynasty ends, and then we see that Khilji dynasty takes over. So what we see, the decline of Mamluk dynasty, and what were the reasons? As we read the last paragraph, the rulers were weak. Okay, and then we see that even the warfares and then we see the improper administration of what? Of their empire, because they were not strong, they were not shrewd like Iltutmish and Balban, and they were not very much well experienced. So here we see the fall of Mamluk dynasty. Now what I want you to do, children, is go through the different parts that I have said, listen to the video, it's just like a story, and then kindly solve the question and answer that is just behind the chapter. At the end of the chapter you will see the short question and answer, fill in the blanks, match the following, true and false. So kindly do those things, and then the long question and answer that I think listening to the videos and watching to the videos and reading the chapter you can understand and then solve the problem. And if there is anything that you cannot understand, kindly send me a mail. Let's see what are the things that you have to do. So on page 39, exercises A, B, C and D. Do it in the book itself, and then short one word answers, that is E. You will do this in your history copy. And page 40 section F also, kindly do it in the your history book and send it to me in the mail ID. And I request you to read the story of Razia Sultan, that is on the page 41, which is the same thing that I have told you. So kindly you can read this. And thank you, children.